All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Sunny podcast, where we have different conversations with different thought leaders, creatives, entrepreneurs, people that are really moving the conversation forward in our communities for the entire world. Today, we have the very special treat of speaking with somebody who is a master of movement, somebody that is going to get you energetically aligned with your body and the world around it. She teaches African dance. She teaches yoga, and she's really helping out with the mental health in the schools as well. She's awesome. She's a firecracker and a light of energy. I want to introduce you to Nishay. How are we doing today, Miss Nishay? How are you feeling?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, there's heaven all around me. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. We can't wait to hear what gems you're going to drop on us. But before we get started, I want to give you an opportunity to kind of introduce yourself a little bit more. What got you started? Where are you at right now? And where are we headed?
What got me started on my trajectory? So it's taken every single moment, year, second of my life to get me here. I don't recognize obstacles. I call them spouts of growth. And I've had a lot of them in my lifetime. So I'm a certified school counselor, school psychologist. I'm an West African dance professor at University of North Carolina at Charlotte. And then I'm also a 200-hour certified yoga instructor. I also have my own dance company, and I teach yoga for several local studios here in North Carolina. I'm based out of Charlotte. And yeah, like it's taken a lot for me to get here, and it's a constant like in progress every single morning that I wake up, because I'm always filled with ideas and opportunities and prospects that light me up in the morning. And so I'm always a constant work in progress, because I'm just like going for it every day, using each day, each moment as an opportunity to just try it. And I mean, there's no failing in failure. There's growth in what we categorize as failure. So I don't consider anything that I've tried that I'm not currently doing as a failure. Like it's just, it's been a spout of growth, and like, yeah, it's bringing me here.
That's beautiful stuff. That's beautiful stuff. Now, I know you from TikTok, and
Yeah.
from talking to you beforehand, I'm not sure that you knew that you would eventually be in the public eye, spreading so much love, spreading so much light, changing people's lives from the better from this simple app. How did that all come about? You figuring out that, discovering TikTok, jumping into TikTok, and, having so much positive feedback and starting to make these type of connections from it.
So
You're a public figure now.
I know, it's so crazy. So I downloaded TikTok. Well, first of all, my fifth graders told me I needed to get on TikTok, because I'm always dancing in the hallways and hanging out with them at recess and figuring out what they're doing and playing with, my other kids in school. My fifth graders like, this stuff, you need to download TikTok. And I'm like, I'm not downloading TikTok, because if y'all are on TikTok, I see y'all enough during the day. I'm not fooling with y'all after school end. I don't want to see you until the next day. And so I ended up downloading it, and I forgot that I had downloaded it actually. And it came about again when the Savage song had come out, and I'm always playing around with like how I can put African dance to like hip hop kinds of music. And so the first time I did it actually was with Beyonce's Before I Let Go remix. We did a traditional dance called Sente to it. So this time we went out to class, we heard Savage, and I was like, yo, I think these cuckoo steps could go with Savage. And so we did it, and it was like perfect. I never posted it on TikTok. I actually just posted it on my dance company's Instagram page, just to kind of show them like African dances go, it's the first of all. So like you just gotta go for it, and you can put it to anything, because if you don't recognize the original, like you just gotta know that everything y'all doing is the remix. So when Roro hit, it grounded all of us, especially the schools. And I remember being in a professional development meeting and them asking us or encouraging us to think outside of the box to see how we could continue to engage our students. Because I'm used to seeing my babies every day. I'm used to busting them, out of class, checking on them, sitting with them at lunch, checking on them in the morning, make sure they've had everything they needed the night before, they have everything for their day, and I just couldn't do that. So then I was like, TikTok. So my first few videos of TikTok, which are now deleted because they were just like practices of like, okay, what is this? So then I deleted them and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna see what it is. Sorry, my thing just dinged. See what it is that I'm supposed to do here. And what I realized is that everybody just kept saying, like, you need a niche, you need a niche, you need a lane to be in. And I just like thought, like, okay, how can I engage my kids in a way that will not only like teach them these social emotional lessons within these 15, 30 seconds of TikTok, but also like me physically engage with them in the way that I usually do. So I started posting character education, affirmations, manifestations, positive thinking, growth mindset, the possibility of yet, all the things that I would do in a traditional setting in school or in private practice, and just added movement to them and put them into, this TikTok format. And they started to take off and people, started to respond. And I'm like, okay, like this is cool. And then it really took off when I posted a video of me dancing. I think it's Chacarone is the original song. It's like that song right there. And I had walked in, my husband, well, it's in my office, but he was in my office working. And I would totally do that in school. I would bust into a classroom, start dancing, completely disrupt class, and then walk out. And teachers are like, Miss F, get out of here. Like, that's me on a daily basis. And I was like, I guess he's just gonna have to be my guinea pig for the day because I don't have anybody else to do this with. So I busted it on him. That video took off. Before that, the first video that kind of took off was me posting what I discovered about TikTok. And what I had discovered is that it allowed us to learn about each other's differences. It produced a sense of connection. It allowed us to authentically show up as ourselves and be who we really are when we take all of those masks off. And then at the very end of the video, I said that TikTok sparked joy, because it did. Like, I could scroll hours and laugh and learn and be inquisitive and be like somebody, be fearful, and or just something should be shocking to me, not fearful, but shocking to me, and all within this app. And I just wanted to share that. So that video took off. And then the second video that took off was me messing with my husband. And then the last video that kind of took off for me after that was the video of like not judging a book by its cover. We have so much going on in the world, and sometimes the expectation of who you are versus the reality of who you are two different things depending on who you're in contact with. And again, I'm just trying to find ways to engage, trying to find ways to impart positivity and mental health awareness, and just pouring into people who we're all in this situation, but we're not the same in this situation, this quarantine. And again, opportunity for growth. So Here I am.
Absolutely. I'm so glad and happy that you decided to jump into TikTok, because so many people do get caught up in that trap of, oh, it's all for young kids and there's no space for me on TikTok. And I found out personally that obviously wasn't true. And I'm glad that you're a shining light on my For You page. And I'm happy that what you were doing for your students ended up inspiring so many more people.
Right.
But something that you said stood out to me, pretty prominently. And I want to spend some time with it. You said that one of the things that you want to push more of on TikTok is the power of not yet, or the power of yet. Which one is it? Not yet or yet?
Yeah, the power of yet.
Yes, indeed. So that's a very, very powerful perspective to have. Could you tell us a little bit more about what that is?
Yeah, so the power of yet. So it's a part of growth mindset. Growth mindset teaches us that instead of coming from like a passive or a negative or something that diminishes our spirit, we need to change our wording, our thoughts, and our actions to be focused on the possibility and the manifestation of that thing happening. So for example, if there was something that I couldn't do, I cannot rollerblade, right? You give me skates, I'm balanced. You put them all in a row, I don't know yet. So instead of me saying, I can't rollerblade, I'm not trying to do that, I don't feel comfortable, I don't want to do that. Someone invites me, no, I'd rather not go because I know I'm not going to have fun. Instead of using that mindset, the power of yet teaches us the power of possibility, the power of opportunity, the power of manifesting that thing you want to happen. So with the power of yet, I would say, I'm not able to rollerblade yet, which puts in me the spirit of action. I believe that we can have, like the truest form of intention is action. We can think a thought in our head. We probably have millions of thoughts in our head. And until we put action into that thing, it will not manifest. And so if you come from the mindset of no, can't, won't, didn't, wouldn't, shouldn't, then you are in a way going to manifest those things. So then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like I can't study for that test. I'm not going to pass that test. It's not going to happen. So you go take the test, you don't pass. You see, I told you I wasn't going to pass. No, you didn't pass because you didn't study. You didn't try your hardest. It didn't have anything to do. You put that out into the universe, and that's what you receive back. So the possibility of yet is something, not all schools, not all teachers, but it's something that I, as well as other teachers in my school, we're actually a 7 Habits school. Stephen Covey released the 7 Habits of Highly Professional People. My school is a 7 Habits school for kids. So we teach our kids about sharpening the saw, those kinds of habits and things on a daily basis. And one part of that is the possibility of yet, like think win-win. I may not be able to do it. I can't do it, and I can't do it yet. Like adding that word, it shifts and creates a pivot, not only in your thinking, but in your action. Because if you think you can't do something, are you really going to try? Versus, you know what, I can't do it yet. So then it propels me, it pivots me to think, well, I can't do it yet. Okay, so where can I start? Or what do I need to do to learn? Or what actions do I need to take to get to where I want to be? So yeah, that's what the possibility of yet is. And I'm teaching it to the babies, but being on TikTok, I realized, one, that I'm one of the dopest school counselors in the world.
One of the dopest schools. Are you what? One of.
I have so many people say, God, I wish you were my school counselor in school, or man, can you be my therapist now? Because, I'm just like, I love you. I can't, and there's no yet in that unless you're moving to North Carolina. But I realized that so many people, like there's this stigma around mental health and therapy and just all around not having what they need. And for many people, they don't even know what they need. So for me to scroll, you to be scrolling and be in a space, whatever space it is, but you be in a space, and then you get to me saying, you know, for example, Chloe and Haley just released a song, and it's like the lyrics are "do it, do it." So I took the lyrics and said, you know, your dreams are meant to be worked, so do it anyway, do it fearful, do it, you know, like do it with no expectation, do it with just a thought, but at the end of the day, just do it. And so for somebody to just be scrolling and see that, and in the back of the mind had this dream that they wanted to work, and the universe sent me to them telling them to just do it, like it's just so powerful. And it's bigger than my bubble, my circle, my circle of influence here in North Carolina. Like TikTok has allowed me to spread that joy. Like I was talking to someone who sent me a message last night. She lives in Jamaica. Like I may have never been, I've been to Jamaica plenty of times. I've never met her. And she just wanted to thank me for allowing her to like continue to be hopeful, you know? So I feel so blessed that my spouts of growth have brought me here, that my radical thinking, right, my outside of the box ways has not stifled me, so that I can be a blessing, a comfort, an encourager to others. Because I know that at the end of the day, like I was put on earth to be a helper, to be a guide. And that's why I dibble and dabble in so many things, because I just feel like my path takes me to where people need me. And that might be African dance one day, that might be yoga, that might be TikTok in the future, it might be this other thing that happens. But at the end of the day, like my path of who I am to be in this world stays the same, but that path might veer, curve, turn, you know, right, turn left, all those kinds of things. But I am going to be myself in any platform, so to speak, that I find myself in.
Right, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We're so happy that you showed up. You are a leader, you are a guide, you are touching people on all corners of the earth. And your reach is, I think it's so much further than what you thought it was going to be, you know, just getting on TikTok. There's some things that I resonate with what you were just saying, and I think it's super important. One of the things that is coming up for me is how important it is to have a relationship with yourself, to get introspective. I believe that the only way out is within.
Mm-hmm.
And armed with that knowledge and using it as a tool and a resource, I think you have the power to free so many minds to realize that the results that they're looking at aren't the root cause of their experience. Those are just the reflection of what's going on internally a lot of cases. And you incorporate dance and very, you know, popular music, stuff that's going to catch your eye, but also give the people what they need at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you for that. I want to know, I'm excited to know if we can look forward to a virtual program of some sort to where you can like get intense with people and really give them what they need as far as mental nourishment.
Oh yeah. So it's funny that you say that. So I'm a life coach. I call myself a radical shifter, and radical in that I encourage people to stand in their Tadasana. Tadasana is true north. It's like the truest essence of who you are. And when you are in your true north, doesn't matter about the chaos around you. because you are at the very essence who you are supposed to be. And it gives you an opportunity to release expectations and this is what I was supposed to be when I grow up, and you can't be that, or you're too old, or you're married now, you have kids now, whatever expectation people have, drop that. And so I'm actually in the process of creating online courses. I have several. One is I have a self-care ain't selfish course. I have a Beyond Home Thrive course, like how do you thrive in chaos. It could be a pandemic, it could be a divorce, it could be loss of a job, it could be transition to a new space to live, but how do you continue to thrive in the midst of those storms, in the midst of that adversity that you may face in your life. But coming up here, I'm going to have a 5-week course on living a radically driven life. And that course is going to be centered around discovering who you are and how to manifest your wants and the desires of your heart in a way that's how you live your life. You live your life not with anchors to your past and the shame and the grief that's associated with it, but allowing yourself to be radical, go outside of what you even think is possible and affirm that and manifest that in your life daily, and see how your life begins to shift once you change your thought process and adopt a growth mindset and the possibility of yet instead of having a passive kind of way of being in life. So that's coming up actually the second week of June, and that's going to take us into July. That course will be available.
Lit. So I hope you guys are looking out for that. I also hope you guys have a pen and paper because this is golden stuff. This is really good. And I'm seeing a lot of alignment and synchronicity with your mission and my mission. I'm on a mission to inspire 1 million people to have the guts to follow their guts, to just go for it. Mm-hmm. And that's the title of the book that I just published probably about a month ago. And I believe that playing it safe is the biggest risk of all. And the reason why that is because you never really get to explore or tap into what is actually possible. Mm-hmm. Once we've already been convinced, and we convince ourselves every day that we can't do certain things. And to go back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier, because I listened to Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad, and one of the most profound things that I took from that book was to never say the word can't. Because what happens is when you say the word can't, your brain stops thinking of how can it, stops thinking of possibilities. You stop your thought process of what's possible right then and there. But there's a separate challenge to that, because some of us have been used to a certain way of talking and thinking for a long way. So I think it's super powerful to incorporate the word yet. So don't say can't, but if you do, make sure you throw a yet on there and keep your brain going, keep your mind open to possibility and opportunity. And I appreciate you for going on this mission and starting these programs that you're running. I can't wait to see them and promote them. Because my organization, the Uncle Sonny Project, is a mental health initiative to help people build a relationship with themselves. And I want to collaborate with as many coaches like you that I can to start making people aware that this stuff is not only important, but it's available and it's in your reach.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting. At times, it's shocking, and it also takes a bit of vulnerability because, you don't always want to put yourself out there because, we are fearful that we will be ridiculed and that someone will have a different thought or assumption about who we are and what we are supposed to be doing. And that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see those shifts. And that's when you start to see how your words and your thoughts and your actions, when they are in tune, like what magic you can start to see in your life. So yeah. And right before, I'm also gonna have a book of I'm finishing up now. I have a book of 20 affirmations to remind you that you are the MFS, and you can put the words into that. I'm not going to say
You the motherfucking shit.
Yes.
Lit.
Yes,
Now I
yes.
need you to say it.
20 affirmations to remind you that you are the motherfucking shit. And
Yes, indeed.
we'll also have some t-shirts to go along with it. That's actually my mantra for 2020, is that I'm the motherfucking shit. And so like that's where I've been, and I literally manifested writing a book. I did not know that it was going to be in the space of like an actual book. I thought it was going to be like a word written book with chapters and things like that. And then it came in the space of 20 dope ass manifestations that I am so excited to share. And there will be a G version of the book, and then there will be a deeply rated R version of the affirmation book as well. But it's 20 affirmations to remind you that you're the motherfucking shit.
It's lit. It's lit. And we appreciate you and we love you. And I know that we can dive deep. We could probably talk about it forever. But before we tap out, I want to give you the opportunity to get the last word. And I'm going to ask you, what is the one thing that everybody can do right here, right now, to show themselves that they love themselves?
Oh my gosh. One thing that you can do right now to show yourself like that you're loved is to take, so we're going to physically do this. Hold on.
Lit.
Okay. So I need everybody to sit straight, sit up, sit tall. I need you to take a deep breath in your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. One more time. Inhale. Exhale out. This time when you inhale through your nose, I want you to think of one word that brings a warming sensation over your body. It can be love, grace, compassion, growth, honor, whatever that word is, the very first one that pops in your head. Take a deep inhale. Bring about the sensation of that warming feeling and what that word means to you. Hold that breath in. Take a deeper sip in. Exhale that word loudly out of your mouth. Take one more breath in. Inhale. Bring about the sensation that that word brings to your body, from top of your head, moving to your shoulders, your abdomen, your knees, the space around your calf muscles, your feet. Exhale that word right out of your mouth again. Yes, so simply stated, we have the power to use our words and imagery to associate what we are experiencing with how we want to feel. So just using mantras is pretty much what we just did. Using a word or short phrase or even a sentence, but I encourage a word or short phrase to be something that grounds us and anchors us to the present, to remind us that we are not that lie that we are telling ourselves in that moment. So yeah.
Nice, beautiful stuff. Well, I, for one, and I'm sure there's many people that are listening that are now better because we had this conversation. Thank you for making us better, for allowing us to be better, for giving us permission to shine. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Yay, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, indeed. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Sonny podcast. As always, love, be well, and don't forget to have the guts to follow your guts. Peace.